Hi there, I'm Ilona and I have this little design for you today. I think it works really nice with a little cabochon. Here I have an oval shape and there's a little teardrop. It will probably work with a round one too, or really any shape. It's a fairly simple design, and for this you will need 20 gauge square dead soft wire and 22 gauge half round wire. And if you put in a little accent bead, then you will need some kind of small gauge round wire, like 26 or 28, whatever you have. This is my little cabochon, it's a rose quartz. And we're going to start with cutting 3 lengths of square wire. And for this design, I would say get about 8 lengths of the cabochon. So how I counted it, I usually do 1, 2, 3, 4, and it was under 4 inches, but let's say 3 inches, and then I just cut 6 inches and cut 3 times. And you will want to get them as straight as possible, so they're lying next to each other. And we'll start with making a frame. For that, start with tying your wires together. And I will take the half round wire, and I will use the sides, the flat side. See, one of the sides is half round bit, and the other one is flat and shiny. There, if you can see, there. So you will put the, oh, hold on. You will put the shiny side on your wires and tie them together a few times. It will depend on the size of your cabochon, but let's see what it is here. Since it's a round cabochon, here I have how many rotations? 8 maybe? How big is this cabochon? Yeah, 8 should be enough, I think. I don't know how many it is. I can't count. So now I'll trim this, and now I'll make sure that both of the ends are on the same side. And I'll move this to the middle. Looks about right. And squash it gently. Okay. There, see, both ends on one side, and this part is going to be the inside of the frame. Now, the easiest way to fold it, I find, is to put it on a flat surface, hold it, move a bit there, hold it like this, and then go one side up. So you have this. Grab it with the other hand. Just make sure that bit is centered. Hold it and bring the other side up. It's a bit uneven, but it's fine. Yeah, this will do. Now we're going to connect the wires and make a bail. As you can see, there's a lot of space here, so our frame needs to meet quite high up. Make sure this is all straight. And what I like to do is kind of crisscross them. Like this. See? And decide where my bail is going to start. I think this would be good. So I will remove the cabochon, but I continue holding it in place. Now, a nice little trick is to take a Sharpie and mark where they meet on both wires. But you only need the front 2 wires, so there. Okay, so this is the frame, this is where they meet. Now, we'll take our flat nose plier, grab it, just that one front wire, and bend it to the side a little bit, not too much. Now take the wire on the other side, the same wire where you marked, and sorry, it's uncomfortable under the camera. Bend it. Make sure they still meet. Seems to be okay. And now it's really easy to bend the other wires because you just grab them, see, like where this front wire bends, you just grab the other 2 next to it and bring them up as well, and the same on this side. See, they're straight. Then I take them on the same level where the bend is and bring them up. So this is our frame, and now we're going to tie everything together. You need to make sure all the wires are nicely lined next to each other, so it makes like a rectangular shape. So the middle wires that go into the front and so on. So what I do usually, I would take the half round wire and bring the tail inside the frame once. And just leave it there for now. And then wrap a few times. This should be enough. And I will trim it. Okay. So most of the times what you would do is use these 2 wires for the bail, but for this design we will need these 2 wires to make this element. So what we will do is I will take these two wires, the front ones, and I will grab them as close as I can and bring them down. One and the other one. But again, do it gently so you don't mark anything. Now the next two, the middle ones, are going to be the bail borders. And the back two we will put to the side. So this is back, one on the back, the other on the back. And these two are going to be the bail. We'll bring them forwardness and continue wrapping. Now the half round wire can be a bit tricky to begin with if you're not used to it, but eventually you'll just get an knack for it and can just twist it, and it kind of does everything by itself. I don't trim it from the roll because it is actually much easier to have it on a spool. It stays in place, it doesn't twist around as much. The first batch of half round wire I got was, it was a cut length, and that was a pain. It would constantly twist, and yeah, it was just not good. This is much easier. Your bail can be as long or as short as you want. I guess these ones, they're not that long, so this should be enough, I guess. Right, trim, put to the side. Pinch, pinch. If you want, you don't have to. So now I'll make a bail. Because copper wire is so soft, I just use my fingers most of the times with a bail like this. So you'll just bring it inside the frame and through, and bring to each side like this. Okay. So now the bail is secured and we can trim these guys. I'll trim this very, very close. And same on this one. See? You need to be careful when you're trimming the ends because it can fly somewhere, it can hurt you, it can hit your eye, or yeah. Okay, so this is our frame. Now we'll secure the cabochon. So it fits. Everything's fine. And I usually start from the back, as you can see in this one. So what I usually do is lift it a little bit with my nail. And on the other side as well. You can take your chain nose pliers and bend it more if you want. Now I'll secure it at the front. So because of how thin this cabochon is, it doesn't actually need that much. So I don't need to make my corners here as I usually do. Well, often do. What I will just do is slightly move these forward, and it is secure now. And the additional security for it will be when we bring the decorative elements here, and it will secure it at the top, and then it's not going anywhere. So this is more or less ready now. Okay, let's get on with the decorative elements. Start with this one first, and we have those two wires here, and they need to be carefully brought down, like all the way down. So I will take one at a time and try to do it gently. And the second one. Okay. That's not too bad. Now we want the inner ones to go lower than the outer ones. So I will hold this tight and start bringing this wire to the side. Like so. And then I hold it on and do exactly the same thing on the other side. Go slowly because it is easy to mess up, and then if you straighten it and go again, it probably won't look as nice. Okay. It doesn't have to be identical. It won't be that visible, really. Okay. There. Looks a bit off-center, but it's because, see, this wire twisted a little bit. So I will bring it to the front. Okay. So now I will hold the whole pendant and bring these two bits back. into now we'll do the second row. And so what I do is I'll use my needle nose pliers. If you don't have needle nose pliers, actually, round nose pliers will do as well. Just see, I'm holding it bring it to the front and down. And the same on the other side. It is a bit awkward for me to do because I'm doing it under the camera, but once you try it yourself, it will make sense. So when you're doing your second bend, make sure it's on the same height. I can't actually see what I'm doing, but let's hope it's the same height. I think it is. We'll see. Is it? Yeah. Okay. So let's secure our bottom ones. And for this, I'll just take this little tail end. This one is a bit too short for me, but that's fine. And I'll take it and kind of curve it in and gently pinch it. It's moved, yes, it's moved. And do the same on the other side. See, this one is much longer. I'll trim it. Ow. Pinch it in. Okay. This one was too long. I was a bit too generous there to overcompensate for the other side, I guess. Okay, this is better. I don't know if you can see this. See how these wires are secured in the way that they're stopping the cabochon from moving. And now we'll do the same with these wires, just bring them in a similar shape. Side. And secure them in much the same way. Okay, one side. And this one is too long, so I'll trim it. Let's see, this should be enough. If it's too long, you can always trim it later. It is too long, so I'll trim it. Just a tiny bit, like a millimeter or so. Okay. You can move these guys inside, up and down, so they're not visible from the front. But really, when you oxidize it, see, they are there too, but they're not visible because everything inside is black. If you want to put a little bead, I will take, what is it? Is this 26 or 28? Whatever. So I'll take a little length wire and I attach it here, halfway-ish. And then I'll just secure one side a few times, however many you like. This should be enough, I think. Take a little bead. Oh, damn it. Come on. And I'll do the same on this side. Trim. Pinch. It'd be good if I could see what I'm pinching. Oh, there. And there it is. You can adjust it if it moved around. There.